was a massive security breach. It happens on the anniversary of 13th December 2001 on what went down 22 years ago on an attack on the parliament. The visuals that you see are unforgivable and also point to larger questions on the loopholes in the new parliament building and how our parliament continues to be vulnerable 22 years on. We've gone through and told you exactly what happened today. Now let's get to those 6 people who were responsible for this security breach. Till now, what has been ruled out is a terror angle. What has been attributed is a massive security breach. But the fact is, 6 of them did come together in a coordinated fashion inside and outside Parliament to engineer this. One of them, Sagar, the intruder, who set off smoke canisters in the well of the House, was given a Parliament pass by BJP MP Pratap Simha. While the Congress is now demanding a statement from the Home Minister, the TMC has called for has said that this is an insider job, demanding Pratap Simha's expulsion as MP.
India's new parliament intruded by 2 men. The country's biggest security breach on the anniversary of the 2001 parliament attack. This issue of national security has predictably been hijacked by political point scoring. The India Alliance party staged a walkout in Rajya Sabha. The Congress is now demanding a statement from Home Minister Amit Shah.
कई दिनों से ये चर्चा में आई कि कोई आतंकवादी संगठन सदन में हमला करेगी और वो भी 13 दिसंबर को। ये जानकारी भी सरकार के पास थे और सबको जानकारी में रही, क्योंकि मीडिया वालों ने बार बार ये सारे मुद्दा उठाए थे। फिर भी इस तरीके की चूक क्यों हुई, ये सबका सवाल है।
Congress party workers protested outside the residence of BJP MP Pratap Simha's residence in Mysuru. One of the intruders, Sagar Sharma, was carrying a visitor pass issued by the BJP MP.
वहां वो गए नहीं, उन्होंने बाकायदे बम फेंका, धुआं उड़ाया, पाउडर फेंका, जिससे भी धुआं निकला। तो सबसे बड़ा सवाल तो ये है कि राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा से जुड़ा हुआ मुद्दा है। वहां पर इस सरकार अगर संसद की हिफाजत नहीं कर सकती तो इस सरकार से देश की हिफाजत की उम्मीद क्या करें। हमें तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि आज जैसे पुलवामा का रिहर्सल कर रहे थे।
The TMC has called the Lok Sabha security breach an insider job, accusing the BJP of facilitating the attack. The party is also demanding the expulsion of MP Pratap Simha.
Our straight question is that you have expelled Mahua Moitra, national security compromised. What is Lok Sabha going to do, because national security has been compromised? Today there was a tremendous lapse because of these 2 people. So BJP MP who issued the pass has done a very irresponsible job and he needs to be expelled from Parliament.
In the run-up to 2024, expect the Parliament security breach to become a raging political issue. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's cut across right now to my colleague Milan, who's joining us with the very latest right now. Milan, will you take us through on the latest information that is trickling in? There is no terror angle till now, a massive, unforgivable security lapse, but the 6 of them did coordinate this inside, outside Parliament. Do we have any indication on what was the reason behind it? Who are these people? Why did they engineer this?
Well, Preeti, initially we had information about 2 of those people who orchestrated the activity outside and 2 inside, as we saw those visuals of them jumping into the well of Lok Sabha. Now, the police sources have said that there are 6 of them involved one of whom in whose house these people who came from various states were staying, and the other one also, the police is currently questioning the fifth and the sixth people as well, and the six of them who are involved actually have not really told the police whether they actually belong to a particular organization. Of course, the Delhi police sources have said that there seems to be no terror angle involved, in the sense that this was not a terrorism attack activity. But, of course, it's a massive security breach. They came in through a security pass that was issued to them through a BJP MP, Pratap Simha, who's also being questioned and who's also put his statement forward to the Lok Sabha Speaker. But when you talk about the motive or the intention, now, what my sources have said from the IB is that in their interrogation, they have mentioned something like, we are tired of unemployment. We don't see any action being taken on the Manipur issue. We are upset about the way, the country is functioning right now. So the police sources say these are some vague statements that are being put forward as motive from one of the accused who was questioned there. So Amol Shinde and Neelam, who hail from Maharashtra and Haryana respectively, have been placed into detention of the police at the Parliament Street police station where I am currently. And the other two are placed in detention of the Lok Sabha security as well as the police personnel. Now, their questioning will go on for today because, of course, with the terror threat that was issued by Pannu, there seems to be no link to that as well. And therefore, their motive is very unclear and vague is what the police sources are telling us right now. And that is why it's pertinent to understand, was this an optical exercise? Yes.
You know, even if it's an exercise in optics, what it has exposed are massive loopholes where the new parliament building is concerned already right now. The opposition flooding in terms of commentary on how they have been raising issues of security loopholes where the new parliament building comes into question. There have been some immediate reaction to that, which has been taken, immediate action, but a full review, I believe, is going to take place.
Yes, Preeti, certainly the parliament security has been put up for review because, of course, the way that the canister of that, colored bomb was taken inside and, it was opened and the entire, Lok Sabha new parliament building, that area was full of smoke. It was concealed in the shoe of one of the accused. So what were the, how were the metal detectors working? Can such things be detected by these, security apparatus, and whether shoes are checked for the people who enter the parliament premises? Because every layer there is a security mechanism in place, and frisking is done, checking of bags is also done. So how was it possible for them to enter with something like this inside the parliament premises is one of the big questions that is being raised, of course, and also this being, the 22nd anniversary of the parliament attack that happened in 2001. There was enough security in place. Questions also being raised on the intelligence inputs that were received by the police. Were they being taken seriously? And why was pertinent security not inside
Milan,
the parliament?
Thank you for joining us. We are getting in some news break that is just filtering in right now, where the man in question, the BJP MP who signed on the passes of at least one of the 6 intruders, if not all, the BJP MP Pratap Simha, who issued the pass to intruders, has now given a clarification to the Speaker Om Birla. That's the news that we are breaking right now. Sources have told us Pratap Simha met Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla in his chambers and briefed him about the accused. He's told the Lok Sabha Speaker that the accused in question, his father belongs to his constituency and was requesting for a visitor's pass to visit the new parliament building. That's the news break that's coming in. He said he was constantly in touch with his PA and his office so that he can visit parliament. He further informed the Lok Sabha Speaker that he had no additional information apart from this. That's the latest information that is coming in. Pratap Simha, who signed in on one of the intruders' parliament passes, the reason why he was in the visitors' gallery. Pratap Simha has told the Speaker that his father comes from the same constituency as him and was requesting for a visitor's pass, and therefore he relented. The opposition, on the other hand, viewers, is also going to come together tomorrow 10 a.m. to take on the government to issue a statement on this massive security lapse. Joining me is Lok Sabha MP Jyoti Mani from the Congress on the phone line. Jyoti Mani, you were today in Parliament and you saw whatever happened unfold. Can you take us through on what was your eyewitness account to it?
It was really shocking. Suddenly, when the zero hour was on, suddenly some two guys jumped from the visitors gallery straight into the Lok Sabha, and they're just trying to reach to the well where speaker is there. So in between, MPs and Marshal trying to catch hold of them, and indeed, actually, they were successful in it. By the time they used some kind of canister, I think there was yellow smoke everywhere. It was little bit suffocating for a while. Then once we come out, it got settled. If it is a normal gas, it's fine. If it's a poison one, or instead of this canister, they would have a weapon or a small pistol. We couldn't even imagine what would have happened. There are not only MPs, there are 2-3 galleries also were full of people and parliament staff. We couldn't even imagine what would have happened. This is very, very serious security breach. Somebody has to take the responsibility. In my view, Prime Minister has to take the responsibility and resign. This is not a simple issue to let it go and move on.
Jyoti Mani, tomorrow 10 a.m., India Alliance parties are meeting at Mr. Kharge's office. There's going to be a strategy that is going to be discussed. Are you expecting a statement, or are you going to push for a statement from the Home Minister? What is going to be the opposition's plan of action tomorrow?
Definitely, we will not let this issue go up. This is a very serious security issue of not only Parliament in the nation. And also there is, I'd like to point out one more issue. You think about the old Parliament, stark difference between old Parliament and new Parliament. Old Parliament, nobody can jump like this from the visitors gallery. And also, there are 3 different lobbies. Only first lobby has an access to media and PS of MPs and few visitors who can have the access to first lobby. From first lobby, the visitors go to straight visitor gallery. Then second lobby and third lobby has only access by the MPs and the Parliament staff. And also there is enough space. Something happened, really security breach. We all have enough space to come out very easily. And see about the new Parliament, there is no such lobbies. You first get into the security gate. There is a small hall. Every day there are 100 people sitting and talking. There is another small narrow security point. Then you go to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. This is not the way a Parliament building can build. You are unnecessarily wasting 1,000 crore rupees, and it's only for luxurious things. It's not looking like a Parliament. You want to do something, you should do better than what you already have.
So Jyoti Mani, you're saying that the new Parliament building has loopholes, security loopholes that need to be plugged at the earliest. The other question I want to ask you, Jyoti Mani, while you were in Parliament today, did you see the presence of enough security officials? Because at least the visuals that we saw were of MPs trying to overpower the intruders.
Because there is nobody else, because we never know who are these guys, what they have. They have only smoke. What else? We can't let the guys do whatever they want. Also, we can't run out of the Parliament, right? Something has happened, we have to face. My colleague Guldeep Ahuja and Arvind Savanji and I think Hanuman Beniwal, all 3 of them actually went and catch hold of them. Otherwise, there is nobody else. Because that's really shocking to us. I don't think there is any panic button in the Parliament, whether we can press. We do not have any security detail when we get into the new Parliament. MPs were left alone to handle the situation on our own. That's even more shocking.
All right, Jyoti Mani, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there, Congress MP Lok Sabha. Jyoti Mani speaking with us on what really went down and what the plan of action for the India Alliance partners is tomorrow 10 a.m. There's a meeting that is going to take place in Mr. Kharge's room in Parliament, and then a decisive plan on how to put the government on the mat on this massive security breach. A statement from the Home Minister is going to be demanded by the opposition tomorrow. Let's cut across right now to another MP, but this time from the Rajya Sabha, Raghav Chadda, Aam Aadmi Party MP, joins us. Mr. Chadda, appreciate you joining us. You were in Rajya Sabha, not in Lok Sabha, because this incident happened in Lok Sabha. Having said that, all of you we've seen have come out and actually said that this is not an incident, this was an accident, and now the government needs to be accountable for what has happened.
Look, first of all, this is not just a mere breach in security. This is an attack at the very heart of democracy. It is an attack at an institution that we call as the temple of our democracy, that is the Indian Parliament. Few very important questions, come to my mind, which are as follows. First, how did an intruder under the guise of a visitor carry such gas cans or spray cans up till the visitor gallery? As we all know, that in order to reach the visitor gallery, you have to go through 3 different layers of security checks. And not even a mobile phone or a simple pen is permitted to be carried up till the visitor gallery. So how did he manage to carry this? Point number 1. Point number 2, who was the member of parliament who facilitated the visitor pass for the alleged intruder? Because to gain access to the visitors gallery, you require a sitting MP's signature on your visitor pass. Who was this member of parliament? Question number 3, what is the role of this member of parliament? Was he also complicit in this whole breach? Was he part of the larger conspiracy? Was he in the know? And what action is being taken against the MP and against the intruder? These are certain questions that come to one's mind because, quite frankly, the Indian Parliament is by far one of the most secure places in the country. It was the anniversary of the 2001 terrorist attack, and we all paid our frolent tributes and Shraddhanjalis to the Jawans who laid their life in service of the nation earlier in the morning. Number 2, there were high-level intelligence inputs of this being a 2001 attack anniversary, and certain terrorist groups from outside had also announced that they will try and target the Indian Parliament during the winter session. So therefore, there must have been beefed up security inside and outside the Parliament at that point in time. So despite that, ordinary people are able to breach the Parliament security is something that is a matter of grave concern. If the Indian Parliament is not secure, then what can be secure, or what part of India can be secured?
Mr. Chadha, you speak of the MP who signed in on the visitors' passes of at least one of the intruders. His name is Pratap Sinha, you know that. He has now spoken with the Speaker of the House, and he has made it very clear that, the father of one of the intruders is from his constituency. In good faith, he signed in on a visitor's pass. That could happen to anyone. Mr. Chadha, it could even happen to you, where in good faith, where someone who has no criminal antecedents, you sign in on their visitor's pass. But having said that, what the BJP is also saying that this is an issue of national security, and maybe the opposition should come together instead of politicizing it.
Well, there is no doubt in my mind that this is a national security issue, and all of us stand shoulder to shoulder with the government. In fact, once the intruder jumped into the chamber, members of the opposition got hold of him, apprehended him, and stopped him from going towards the Honorable Speaker's chair. So therefore, all of us are together in this, and paramount importance is being given to India's national security. However, one certainly wishes and hopes and prays that the role of every person in this conspiracy is investigated. What are we saying? We are saying that he came to the visitors gallery, the alleged intruder, on the signature of a member of parliament from a particular party. His role needs to be examined and investigated. Our personal belief or assessment is that had this been a member of parliament from the opposition, he would have been booked, he would have been taken into police custody, he would have been perhaps even charged with sections of the NSA Act, perhaps he would have been expelled. But I am not demanding any of this. I am saying at least investigate the role, at least question him, at least try and figure out was he part of the conspiracy before issuing clean chits to MPs merely because they are associated with the ruling party.
Mr. Chadha, tomorrow at 10 a.m., I believe there is a meeting of the India Alliance. I'm sure you're also going to be attending it. What is going to be the plan of action? What is it that you ask of the government at the back of today? Is it a statement that you want from the Home Minister? How are you tackling this issue?
Look, even today in Rajya Sabha, I was present, when the House resumed post-lunch. that is right after the unfortunate incident that happened in the Lok Sabha. All members of the non-treasury benches, that is the opposition, got together and requested the government to issue a response. In fact, the Minister of State for Home Affairs was sitting in the Rajya Sabha at that point in time. He was right across us, and we requested him to at least issue a statement to let us know what has happened, who is behind it, who was the member of parliament whose signatures were there on the visitors pass, what was the intention behind the attack. And these are certain very important questions that beg an answer. So we requested the MOS home. Unfortunately, he chose not to answer, and ultimately the opposition decided to walk out. So I am very sure that this is something that will be discussed in tomorrow morning's 10 a.m. meeting. I'll too be present, and we'll certainly urge the government to take all political parties in confidence, and this is a matter of India's parliament security. It is not a matter of one party or other or scoring political brownie points. All of us need to come together and resolve this issue. And in conclusion, let me say this, that accountability needs to be fixed. Who is responsible for parliament security? How did this lapse happen? Under whose nose is all this happening? Who all are part of this conspiracy? Why did that MP sign that visitor pass? What was the intention of this group of people who breached the security? These are important questions that need to be answered.
Mr. Chadha, appreciate you joining us. Thank you. There tomorrow 10 a.m. is where the India Alliance meeting is going to take place in Mr. Kharge's room, and then a decisive action plan is going to be earmarked on how the opposition is going to corner the government on this security breach. But having said that, viewers, what happened today was stunning. Especially the irony of it, it comes exactly on the same date 22 years ago in 2001, 13th December, where the parliament attack had taken place. Today, what we saw wasn't a mirror image of what happened then, but the sheer fact of an image which goes on to suggest that our parliament, our temple of democracy, is as vulnerable as it was then. Thank you for joining us.